Okay, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining in the meeting for this afternoon. So, this is our meeting to discuss about the Selangor water problem that has occurred quite a number this year. So, for just in year of 2020, at least 4 times the disruption of water happened. So if I can recall, it is in March 17, April 16, September 18, and October 19. And we have the latest river pollution, which is November 10 November 2020. So this river pollution causes um, water treatment plant SSP 1, 2 and 3 and Rantau Panjang to for the operations to be suspended because we have identified the odor pollution at about 8 ton at Rantau Panjang water treatment plants. So this number of water disruption is quite unusual and had caught a lot of attention in Malaysia because the frequency is very high, okay, and the timing, and this also exposed the state's vulnerability to the pollution of its water supply. So the worst thing is it had affected some 1.6 million to 1.8 million consumers in whole Selangor. So the main culprit here is the industrial effluent discharge that has bring the odor and the water pollution itself. So the government so far the government had identified the culprit and they had done a repeat offender. So far, they was issued with a compound of 60,000 Malaysia ringgit. Um, but we are going to talk more on the action because it happened repeatedly. We don't want it to happen again. So we are going to discuss about the research sorry the strategy on how to tackle the issue, and then go to the short and long term solution. So as board of National Water Services Commission, so we are SPAN members, we have a wide role on um, maintaining the water supply and sewerage services industry, including public and private water supply. So we have divided this discussion into R&D team, R&D part, and the technical part to discuss our strategy. So without further ado, I will pass to our R&D team. So Miss Farisha will present their findings for this.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rashida. So let me share our slide first. Okay, can you see our slide?
Okay,
Okay,
please.
hi, Assalamualaikum. So we are from research and department team. So in this department we have two members. My name is Syarah Faisha binti Ahmad Rasid and my partner is Yusuf Ibrahim. So in this part, in for R&D, department, what we are going to do, we will do a test for contamination with heavy metal, odor pollution, water quality assessment. Also, we will present about the environmental improvement. So for the test related to the contamination with heavy metal, so the heavy metal has become a major concern for water quality in river, especially in Selangor. The rapid urbanization and industrialization uh, become the main industry that contribute to the heavy metal concentration in river. So in this part, we are going to study and investigate the source of the heavy metal in the river. So what we did, we collect the water sample and then we will analyze the sample using the inductively coupled plasma optical emission spectroscopy. And then in order to identify the source of heavy metal, we use two different statistical technique. The first one is PCA, principal component analysis, and the second one is cluster analysis, CA. Okay, from
Miss Farisha,
yes,
are these instruments available in our labs?
yes, we have it. So mean that we don't need to pay because we already have this instrument.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Can I continue now?
Yes,
All
please.
right. Okay, thank you. So from our finding, we found that the arsenic, manganese, and also iron uh, exceed the admissible limits of the Malaysia National Standard Water Quality. So from the statistical analysis, it shows that the potential source of heavy metal are land-based. So it is from the it is implying that the former tin mining and industry is the surrounding area are the most large source. And then this is the result that we get. Okay, next is related to odor pollution. So odor pollution is an indicator of the environmental change that impact the health and human being. So for odor pollution, we have varied sources such as animal rearing, landfill, sewage treatment plant, and also industrial and dump site. So in odor analysis, we use instrument such as gas chromatography coupled with mass plasma. So in this instrument, we use this instrument to obtain the information about the chemical composition of odor emission. Second, we also use olfactometer. This instrument will detect and measure odor dilution. And the third one, we will use odor concentration meter. So usually in lab, in order to test the odor, to measure the odor, we will use olfactometer. And then from our finding, uh, the source that cause odor pollution is related to fish breeding pond. Fish breeding. And this is the image that we have. Next, I will pass to Yusof to proceed with the presentation. But before that, let me mute my microphone.
Okay, thank you, Shara. In this, I'm going to talk about the urbanization and water quality control for the source of water in the Selengo water treatment plant. So in that, we are going to first determine what is the quality. We are going to assess the quality of the water by comparing with the water quality index. Based on this quality index, you can determine whether your water is safe for drinking or not. As you can see from my slide, you can see we have different parameters, physicochemical parameters that they have different with their units and also at different classes. As you can see, we have class 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These classes, they are typically showing us what is the level of the contaminant. Can we further treat the water, or we can just leave it the way it is? So, like for the class number 1, mostly class number 1 is talking about the water is practically, you don't need any treatment. The water shows that the water is practically okay. Then for the class 2, sometimes you may have two different class 2. We have 2A and 2V. So for 2A, it's talk about the conventional key, while for the 2B, it's talk about the recreational use body contact on the water. But for the other class, that's class 3, any water that fall in this range in class 3, it's that particular water actually it needs intensive treatment, while the others above that, you don't need the water for this like in class 4, it's just you can use the water for irrigation, not for drinking anymore. So these are the parameters. These are the explanation of the classes, as you can see. So based on this index, you can determine the quality of water as fast as possible as you can. Please, can we go to next slide? Then, okay, as you can see, the most important parameters that you can easily detect are like pH and others. Like this is the main problem that is facing Selengo as a result of urbanization and industrialization. The presence of heavy metals. Based on the quality classification on DOE, that is Department of Environment, they give this as the unit. As I explained before, if you look at the range, it is talking about, is it water? Is this qualitative? Is it okay for drinking, or we need further treatment? As you can see, these are some of the parameters that cause the water disruption in Selengo air. Next. Okay. Okay. This is it. Can we go to the next? Sorry. As you can see, the next thing, Selengo also they have agricultural area, and they have they used to pest they have their pesticide. They use pesticide and other agricultural things for the go back to okay, anyway, this pesticide and others, they cause a lot of as you can see the parameters, and also from here you can determine the normal range of these parameters for you to know the standard or the quality of the water. And also, next slide. Then, okay, this is it. And as you see, some of them, we have a note down there. We're talking about the hardness. When you see a star on that particular substance, is talking about the hardness and others. So, what is the improvement? How can we improve? And how can we control what are the control measure for this problem? First, in quality control area, you are going to establish a baseline and detect the water quality change in rivers and other dams, so that also it will help you to extend and identify the pollution sources. Meaning you're going to have a different baseline. that you can be taking the sample at regular time interval. This designated baseline will help you determine the what is the quality of the water before releasing through the water plant. So for that, you can easily detect the solution before it reach the main treatment plant. Then these are some of the programs that you have to take that has to take place, like construction of a new plant, maintenance of the plant also. That requires population, requires money for that, and the silting beautification, and also the squatters. They also contribute to this problem, and specifically where they used to rear the pigs, so they have to treat the pigs waste before releasing to the water body. And also rehabilitation of the aquatic lives is also very important, and educating people on how to release their domestic waste, and also the laws. I think this will be explained by technical, the enforcement method. So I think that is all for the quality control.
Um, I have some questions. So going back to the water quality analysis, do you have an estimate of cost? Like what is
Okay,
the
is there
overall?
any question or any observation
Okay, for
on what I have explained?
Yeah, so my question was about the water quality analysis from what you have
Okay, thank
explained
you for
using particular
listening.
instruments. So what is the estimation cost of running the tests and identifying the problem?
Yeah, because
um
due to quality, actually, okay, okay, in that case, since most of it, okay, okay, uh, you see, most of these analysis, we already have the materials in the lab. As I told you, okay, I have not explained about that. We have most of the what can be used to
Miss
purchase
Felicia, maybe
some
you
of the
can
things that are not
uh,
present in
speak
the
up.
lab. I think 5,000 is okay.
I think the clean up program is a wonderful program. How if we suggest that this program become the community service from the industry that is located near to the water source? What do you think? I mean, for this program to be the community service for the industry.
yeah, I think that is a great idea. Maybe we can do that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Yusuf. So we'll take note on the suggestion on the solution. So for your information, we minute the this meeting. Okay, to uh, to bring forward. all our meeting in the next board. Okay, so I would like to pass to the technical team to discuss about the technical parts of this problem.
Okay, thank you, Miss. So my team is the technical team, which is me and Miss Amal. Before I outline what are the problems from our side and what are the solution that we can suggest, I would like to present basically brief on how our water delivery system works in Selangor. So let me just share my screen here. Alright, so basically this is the outline of how the water delivery system works from the water source in the river bank to the residents. Okay, so you can see here from the dam, the raw water will be supplied along the river to water reclamation plant, or what we call it loji rawatan air. So the water reclamation plant will be supervised by Jabatan Alam Sekitar, JAS, the environmental department. Important to note that from the dam all the way to the water reclamation plant will be the source will be provided by Lembaga Urus Air Selangor or LUAS, and from here KKM will do the water testing to ensure that the quality is right before it can be processed. So I think the R&D, the suggestion from R&D on methodology to test water is appropriately being forwarded to KKM because they are the one responsible for this. From the water reclamation plant to residential area and office area, which is the consumer, it will be handled by Air Selangor, and the digest system kubahan, which is the disposal and waste management of water after it being used, will be managed by Indah Water Consortium. So this is here we are SPAN, and our job is to supervise all of the process from water reclamation plant all the way to Indah Water. As outlined earlier, as we know, the problem comes from here, which is the local factory supervised by local government. And they are the one who is responsible for disposal of industrial effluents to the river. So what it can do if the testing from KKM has identified that the water is not good enough for the plant to process, so the plant will need to be shut down and the water needs to be cleaned first. The source of the water will need to be, the contaminant needs to be removed before the process can be continued. So that is where the source of the disruption comes from. So if one plant is shut down, so a certain portion of the residents will not get the water for a period of time. So this is what our solution we propose. The first one is the long-term solution, and the others are more towards a short-term solution. Okay, so the first long-term solution. So the obvious solution would be, of course, to have more water reclamation plant. So right now, Air Selangor is managing about 34 water plant across the Selangor region. What we can do is we can add new plant, or we can upgrade an existing plant. So the upgrade cost that we estimate is 3.7 billion. And if we want to make a new plant, it will cost around 5 billion. The purpose of this is to increase the reserve margin which is currently only about 2%. The recommended is 20%. So if we have a reserve of 20%, it means that if one or two plant is shut down, we still have enough water to supply to our consumer, so the consumer wouldn't have a water shortage. Important to note that we need to have a continuous water monitoring, water demand, and this will include how much the consumer is using and what are the projection for maybe about 10 to 20 years ahead. So I would suggest that we hire a third-party consultant, data analyst, so that they can make uh, a reasonable prediction on how much water supply that we need to prepare for long term. For short term, as you can see from this flow here, the short term will mainly focus on this area. So even though the problem comes from the upper supply of the chain, we can manage the situation by improving the situation at the bottom here. So what that means is we can improve our problem of non-revenue water. Non-revenue water, or NRW, is the water loss through poor piping system. So right now in Selangor only, we have around 29,000 kilometer of piping. So most of them are old pipes, and this will cause leakage. Right now, about 30% of the water in Selangor is lost through leakage. And if we can reduce this to about 20%, it will give a huge boost to water reserve system. And our team has estimated that the cost to replace all pipes, especially the emergency ones, to be 15 million for the short term, which is 3 to 5 years solution. The other solution is if we can reduce how much each person use every day, then we can reduce the water demand for the water system. So we have enough supply for everyone. Currently, a person in Selangor uses 230 liter of water every day. So if we can reduce this to 180 liter, we can save approximately 22% of our water supply. And I will pass to Ms. Amal on how we can work to achieve this. So please, Amal.
Thank you, Omar. So now we know what is the problem we are facing. So we have a long term and the short term. So for the short term, so maybe almost the water pollution problems comes from the industries because they are put all the oils and the rubbish they no need inside the oceans and the rivers. So they must try to solve this problem to build the wells and put all the oils and the rubbish they no need inside these oils. And if anyone don't do these things, so they will face punishment, like they will pay 1,000 1 million or 10 millions or 12. They will join time from 1 to 15 years. And also we can try to solve the plastic problems to put some recycle plastic machines next from the liver. It will help to reduce the water pollution and also the air pollution. So this technology, it will help for the short term to reduce the water pollutions, and try to teach the people how they can help us to reduce this pollution, because maybe some people they don't know what this thing will affect to our bodies and our environmental, like if the rubbish and everything put it inside the river, and we know some fishes and some animals they are living inside the river and the oceans. After that we will eat it, so these things will affect to our body. So some people they don't know these things, so maybe if we can teach them about these things, and also uh, teach them how they can use these machines after they will finish bottle of water and some juice or something, no need to throw this inside the liver or on the way or anything else, so they need put it inside these machines, so then they will clean the environmental, and also they will clean the water. That's it in my part. Thank you so much, guys.
Is there any questions about what we have presented so far?
Okay, mm, right, what happened in the situation is when the pollution happened, we need to shut down the water treatment plant, causing uninformed water disturbance. Means the consumers now they don't have time, they don't get the time to keep some water reserved for themselves. So I mean, before what is the quickest way for you to supervise the water, maybe the raw water or raw water from the treatment, or supervise the pollution that happened earlier, so we can inform the residents earlier.
Uh, I think one of the ways that we can effectively inspect something or mitigate something before it happen is to do regular check. And I think Amal will have what are the ways that the enforcement can supervise the local factory based on what act.
So from the environmental quality, from 1974, gives power to GAS officer to check any premise about without warranty. So these things will give the punishment from to give from 100 ringgit to increase the amount from 100,000 ringgit to 10 millions, and also giant from 1 year to 15 years.
Right. So what Amal has said is basically if we give more power to GAS to monitor the local factory, then they can make prediction on future water disturbances. And as for short-term solution for the residents to get emergency supply, we should ask Ais Lango
Okay.
to distribute water tank throughout the residents from other water plant that is not affected. So that is our suggestion.
because we know, guys, the people they are scared from give the money. So like now corona time, so when they told, when the government told us, no one travel to other place, or the car just two persons. So all the people they are scared from give money. So if they find three persons or something inside the car, they will give the police maybe 1,000 or 2,000, and also maybe it will join 1 year or 6 months. So maybe if the government do some punishment to the industry or the people, they will scared from this thing. So that's why
Mm.
I think this thing is good.
All right. So means this is all about the law enforcement. Okay. So I've got all of your points. Suggestion will be carry forward. Uh, there will be a meeting scheduled next week. Between SPAN and Ministry of Environment and Waters. Also will be involving Selangor government and MACC and other water board, okay, to discuss about this. Um, so I would like for the R&D plan, Ms. Farisha and Mr. Yusuf, to submit the report and discussion of your analysis to me by tomorrow. Is that okay?
Okay, sure.
Okay. And please also update all of your information on the online database system. Okay, so it's easier for everyone to refer. Do you need any extra human resource to work with the analysis?
For our department.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Maybe we
Okay, if
can,
that's so,
because we need more people to do more analysis.
okay. So how about Mr. Umar? Do you need more human resource?
For short term, I would say no, but I would suggest we increase the sources for long term because we need to have continuous planning and continuous mitigation plan in place if anything like this happen again.
Yeah, I will surely take into account about the human resource. We already released the advertisement on the job vacancy, so I will include your vacancy in your parts. Okay, for Mr. Umar, I would like your team to submit the proposal on getting budget for your suggestion that you have discussed just now.
Yes, sure.
Uh, when can you submit the the proposal?
Uh, by of course before your meeting next week, right?
Okay,
Yes.
so um, we look forward about it. Okay, and Mr. Umar, and the technical, I would like you to make sure that technical supervision be improved next time, and please always update all the information on the website, on the SPAN website. Okay, so we go around the table if anyone has something before I uh, postpone this meeting. I think that's all, isn't it? So thank you very much for everyone to attend the meeting and discuss the important finding for from all of your department. Um, Inshallah, all the suggestion will be carried forward. Again, thank you very much and Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum
Waalaikumsalam.
assalam. Thank you, Rashida.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Omar. Thank you, Shera. Thank you, Yusuf.
And good luck for your next meeting.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Inshallah.